Okay, hey everyone, this is me, Bottle Sparks, and I'm back at you with a new What If video. I'm so sorry that it's been so long since I've updated. It's just that, the last video I made kinda took too long. Some errors popped up on my, an error popped up saying that my upload would take up longer than usual. I kinda I pretty much sided in defeat, which means I wouldn't be able to upload any videos on Saturday anymore. I wouldn't be able to upload another video on Saturday, which pretty much I was pretty upset about it. But I didn't say to myself, well, that's life for you. At first you get a golden apple. Now at first it gives you a golden apple, and now it just throws a rotten apple at your face. So pretty much that's my saying in times. To all of you who has been thrown a rotten apple at life right at your own face, don't give up. You should never give up on yourself just because life has decided to throw a bunch of rotten apples at you. Even if you do get down, you need to get back up. You need to get up. Don't let the world think that you're weak. You are strong inside. You are very strong in both mind and spirit. If you get down, then you just get back right up. If people say that, oh dude, seriously, another mistake again, dude. You need to stop doing that. And when someone tells you that, of course you would get down on yourself, because some people are clumsy. Some would make big mistakes in their life. Some won't even make big mistakes. But even though through all that you need to get back up, because mistakes are proof that you are trying your best. That is what I want to say, because literally I feel like I should encourage some people who are down in the dumps. So yeah. Yeah, this is a new video. It's called What If Leo Had Mystic Chains? Now, this quirk is very strange. It has different types of abilities, like canceling out quirks. Leo can activate this side of the quirk of his own. Leo can wear it like an armor, where these chains can actually protect him. They can even form a cocoon to protect others. So yeah, the chains actually appear on Leo's body, like tattoos, except that the tattoos are like black chains that are around his body. So yeah, Leo has this quirk. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, I don't know if I should give him one for all just yet. But Izumi will have a quirk. It's just that Leo and her aren't going to meet right now, not right away. They're just, yeah. But I will put in a tragic past for Leo, and that he'll power right through it. Let's do this. Okay, Leo goes to the quirk doctor, and before Leo goes to the quirk doctor, these strange tattoo markings appear around his body. Some on his cheek, some appear on his up to his neck, to his cheeks, But that pretty much is it. His parents were very much surprised that he already awakened his quirk already. The doctor says, I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Bullseye, but I don't know anything about this quirk. It's very mysterious. Let me see. Then he goes on. Then he tries to go on this thing called quirk history, saying that all scientists have on their computers. I mean, that all scientists have. And it turns out there was someone with this quirk, but unfortunately, no one has. No, unfortunately, that person died at such a young age. But the doctor says it seems your son Leo has this quirk, and its actual name is called Mystic Chains. Unfortunately, that person died a long time ago. So yeah, I'm sorry. There's no real data on the quirk itself. So your son will have to discover how to use his quirk. Leo then looked at his arms, and he thinks that maybe his chains can appear out of him, to look like real chains. As soon as he said that, the chains then pop off his arm, and then formed around him and became lifelike chains. Everyone was his parents were surprised. His mom was all his the doctor was also surprised. It seems Sorry guys, that was my sister playing with the dog. But anyway, let's get back to the video. Okay, Leo wait a minute. So yeah, Leo has always. So yeah, at that time, Leo needed to discover his quirk's abilities, and just popping instead of popping off his arms of his body. So yeah, I got this idea from Gilgamesh from Fate Stay Night to see how he used his chains. So yeah, I decided to make this into a quirk. So yeah, Leo yes. When Leo turned 7, tragedy struck. His parents and him were in the car, practically driving back home one night. Practically driving back home one night from a restaurant because they were celebrating Leo's birthday. But something happened. His mom and dad were distracted because they were looking at Leo and how cute he is while he was sleeping. And then Leo woke up and said, "Mom." Then Leo woke up and he pointed at the front of the car. That his parents then turn around. His parents then turn their heads back, and they see that they're about to hit their truck. They're about to hit a truck. His parents couldn't react. His dad couldn't turn because it would be too late. So what they did was his mom and dad protected him by using their own bodies as a shield. Of course, this meant at the cost of their life. When the car the car was crushed. I mean, Leo survived, but when he opened his eyes, his parents asked if he was okay. But they pretty much noticed that they were going to die. Leo was crying, but his father told him not to cry, and to always be strong, and that he loves that he loved his little cinnamon bun, that he loved they loved his son always and will always love him. And his mom would say, "Don't worry, son. This is not the end. You need to keep going. You need to keep growing up so you can get stronger. We know you can become an amazing hero. Now go, run, and don't turn back." He listened and got out of the car and started running. there was nothing he could do. He ran away, and then he heard an explosion, and it came from the car. That's when Leo's life began as an orphan on the streets. Leo walked aimlessly. Of course, some things, yeah, Leo had to find a way, needed to find some food. So he went to this place called, those things called, those events those places where they would give free food to those who are homeless. Leo will go there and get some food, and he'd be okay with this for now. They would even hand out books to those who were, who were down on themselves. So Leo pretty much read as many books as he wanted to. But then he stopped as he learned that he found a library and he would go in there and visit at times so he can apply himself. But he will also be doing his he would do his weight training and his strength training as well, along with speed training as well. So yeah, you could say Leo is kind of like Speed of Sound Sonic and Rock Lee, along with more intelligent, kind of like Jimmy Neutron, but a little bit more smarter than him. But a lot more smarter than Jimmy Neutron. Like I said, each Leo is very, very smart and very intelligent. Leo then discovered other abilities of his quirk, and it seems like he's able to. And when he captures or binds someone that has a quirk, when he binds them with his chains, they are unable to use their quirks. And when someone is injured or hurt pretty badly, really badly, his chains would instantly glow, and when they touch the person, they would glow and begin to heal that person. They will actually not heal but restore that person. It's like has this restoration power. Kind of like this restoration power. Like if a person lost an arm and the chains touched that person, that arm would then be recreated. Then a new arm would then be created, and the other arm that was cut off would just be like an arm that's just there cut off. That's a powerful restoration abilities. Leo has a strong healing factor, a very powerful one, and thanks to it, he is now more stronger, faster, stronger, and faster. Speed training, strength training, along with weight training as well, and also studying and also doing mental training as well. So we're in the middle of the anime. So now we're in the canon anime, where Leo is just walking around, and yes, he has new clothing. Has a really, really buff body. But like Asta, who can actually keep his muscles hidden, who can actually hide his true muscles. Yeah, he'll be able to do that. He can do that. Pretty much, yeah. And like Killua, he also learned Bloodlust Binding. He also knows how to do Bloodlust Binding, and and I'll tell you the many things about Leo in another video. But for now, let's just get to it. And I'll tell you the other abilities soon or later. I don't know. But anyway, let's get to the video. Leo would practically be walking around the city. Everybody wouldn't even notice if he was homeless because of the new clothing that these charity events would give him new clothing. So yeah, it's like that. Uh, yeah. So yeah, it's like that. Now we're in the canon anime, and if you're asking, yes, Izumi does have a quirk in this one. Izumi does have a quirk in this one. Her quirk allows her to. Her quirk is called generation. Generate. She can like generate different types of objects out of thin air, but at the cost of her. But it does. She's able to generate objects out of thin air. Out of thin air, like it materializes, but there is a drawback. Izumi needs to know the objects make its substance and what it's made and what it's supposed to be made of, and things like that. What it's made of and things like that. So pretty much, yeah, that's it. That's its condition. That's how it works. How it works. So yeah, we're in the middle of the canon anime, so we're gonna skip through the whole thing. But then when Leo was walking in the city, he hears an explosion, and he's like, "What was that?" Then he starts running over to the site, full speed ahead. Full speed ahead, and when he gets there, he sees these heroes practically trying to subdue a sludge villain. By the way, All Might tried to capture the sludge villain, but unfortunately, the sludge villain was a bit too was sneaked away. Actually, tried to sneak away, and it did. It successfully sneaked away. Leo was watching it, and then he saw a girl. Then he saw a girl, and we all know who this one is. It's Izumi. She ran in head for into danger because in this one, Bakugo and her are friends. Izumi ran in there to try to save her friend. But unfortunately, since she's done only like a few training, like a little bit of training, but she's not there yet. But she isn't there yet, so pretty much, yeah, it's like that. The sludge villain was about to hit her with an attack. Izumi was going to used her own hands to try to block it, but since she couldn't think of anything in that moment, Leo sees this and he jumps and he runs in there so fast that no one saw that he appeared like a blur. He created his chains popped out. His chains. He used them to defend the girl by creating his chain cocoon to defend her. Leo said, "Hey, get out, get out." Then Leo pulled her away from the sludge villain. From the sludge villain. Leo also used his chains to get the other person out of there. He pulled as hard as he pulled with less effort into it. And he pulled out Bakugo. The sludge villain was aggravated by this and charged right at Leo. But the sludge villain doesn't know is that Leo's chains then surrounded the sludge villain, and when it grabbed him, the sludge villain was like, "What the hell? How are these things touching me? I can't move. What's going on?" Leo says that Leo says, "It doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you do, dude. It won't work." Oh yeah, he discovered another thing about his quirk. Is that he can also drain his opponent's stamina, so he can use and use it for his own, and it's all absorbed inside of him. I don't feel good. I'm tired. What's going on? I feel like I'm going to fall asleep. That's another part of my quirk. Sorry, dude. But this has to happen. You're nothing but a danger to everyone. When the sludgeman then passes out, Leo's chains were then... Leo released him from his hold. And after that... And Izumi looked at the Izumi... She looked at the person who saved her, but not only saved her, but also saved her friend Bakugo. Saved her friend Bakugo from getting hurt. And she viewed Leo as her hero. And if you're wondering, is Bakugo and Izumi together? No, they're not together. Katsuki sees Izumi as, well, his sister. His sister. He doesn't see her like that. Just he sees her as his sister, and Izumi sees him as his brother, as her brother. Since they grew up together. So yeah, it's like that. Yes, Leo and Izumi got scolded by the heroes, but they were then praised just a bit. Katsuki was also praised as well. Izumi and Leo walked away from the scene. All Might saw the whole thing, and he was amazed by this boy. And he was wondering, should I, I see this boy. He is worthy of one for all. So yeah, it's gonna be like that. Leo is like walking home. It's like walking alone. And if you're wondering, how has Leo stayed clean all this time? He has visited a beach called Dagoma Beach. He has gone there every now and then to to go get himself cleaned. Of course, he would see these trash everywhere, and he would clean the whole beach up by himself. So yeah, people have visited Dagoma Beach, and when people went home, Leo would then go and would take another bath in the water of the beach. So yeah, for all of you who are girls, I'll leave that to your imagination, because literally I am not going to get into that. I'm not like that. So yeah, while Leo was walking, he was going to go to his so-called home, which is a warehouse, since he sleeps there. Izumi comes from behind and says, "Wait!" And Leo turns around saying, "Yes, is something wrong?" And Izumi says, "I need to say that I need to thank you for not only saving my friend but also me." "Oh, it's no problem. I just did what anyone would do. Leo wants to become a hero, but since he wasn't adopted to any family, because he was worried that no family would want him because he was afraid he'd be disappointed. Like he was afraid that he'd be a disappointment to them. So that's why he was still homeless. He never went to an orphanage. He learned how to grow up by himself. His mind is very mature. At times he will act dumb just to fool others. So yeah. sorry. Izumi Izumi says, it's okay if you walk me home. Leo hesitates for a moment and says, sure, sure, I guess what happened today must have really shook you up. But okay, I'll walk you home. Izumi would then say, hey, can you tell me what your quirk is? Can you tell me what your quirk is? My quirk? Oh, it's called Mystic Chains. I have other ability. I have different. My quirk has different abilities. Have different abilities, but I can tell you that another time. So yeah, this is where I'm going to leave it off here, everyone. Thank you for watching this amazing What If video, and thank you, and please keep supporting my channel, and thank you. Toodles!